watching News 10 ABC at 9 a.m.
Welcome back. This time of year is full of excitement for good food and family fun, but all of the travel and changes in our weekly routine can make it tricky to keep our health on the top of our mind. And not just the balance that comes with physical health, but our mental health as well. And here to talk more about some of the tips to prioritize our personal well-being this holiday season is Sarah James, the Sports and Wellness Director at the Schenectady Jewish Community Center. Sarah, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I understand you've got about 5 tips, and you're going to walk us through. So maybe if you want to just share overarching what those 5 are, and then we'll go through them.
Yeah, I think it's really important to prioritize your health. And you know, health is more than just diet and exercise, right? Like, we need to be intentional and mindful about, you know, how we want to show up this holiday season, right? So that looks like focusing on balance and harmony, not perfection, right? Eating consistently and staying within your routines, prioritizing your sleep, prioritizing stress management, and not just masking your stress, and moving your body with joy.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
With joy, right? Not just move, but with joy. Wonderful. Well, why don't we start, whichever one you want to start with, maybe that from the top.
Yeah.
Let's dive into that. What are some tips you can share?
So I think it's important, set the intention. How do you want to show up this holiday season, right? Do you want to show up feeling light, energized, refreshed? We don't ever say we want to show up stressed.
No,
we want to show up overwhelmed, right? So take how you want to feel and align it with actions. Move your body with joy. Find a community, a gym, a place that you can call your own, that you can feel active, right? Go for after dinner walks. Prioritize your sleep, working on getting 7 to 9 hours, or 7 to 8 hours of sleep, excuse me. Staying hydrated. Managing your stress, not just masking your stress. Those are all important things that we need to do that go far beyond diet and exercise.
Absolutely. And so, and managing stress, you know, I think that is something that, like, all year long, right? People try to be mindful of. For some people, it's a way of life, you know, being stressed. So do you have any further tips on that as people kind of go in, and then what they should be keeping track of, you know, leaving the holiday season as well?
Yes. You can try a yoga class, deep breathing, going for a walk, calling up a friend, listening to music. There's so many different ways that you can work towards your stress. And I think it's just important to just find something that works for you. You don't have to strive for perfection. You don't have to do all the things inconsistently. Find 1 or 2 things that you can do, you can be successful at, and do that consistently.
Great. And you said joy, moving with joy. So for people who might say, I hate working out, what's joyful in that? Any tips for those folks, you know, as they're really trying to get into it and change their mindset?
Find something that you actually enjoy. If you like running, run. If you want to walk, walk. You can go to fitness classes. You can try Zumba, Aquafit. You can do yoga. You can do so many different things. I feel like we kind of focus on being in a box when it comes to fitness. And there's so many ways that you could just move with joy and have fun while you're doing it.
Yes, I love Zumba personally. So you're right. There's different ways to move. You know, you can dance. It doesn't have to be all, you know, weights or running, etc. Find what works for you. What are there any particular tips that you want to dive into more that you think are particularly important for people that kind of get swept under the rug, or people can easily forget about?
Sure. I think when you're creating healthy habits, helpful habits, it's important to just focus on like 1 or 2 things, right? And just do those things and focus on not just striving for perfection and not just striving to get it right, but to think about, you know, like, how do I want to feel? What are some actions and things that I can do that are in alignment with that? So maybe it's prioritizing protein with your meals. Maybe it's adding fruit and vegetables to your meals. Focus on what you can add versus what you have to take away. A lot of times we're in that mindset of, you know, we just need to take away or restrict what we're doing, but really it's adding more of those good things.
Great. Yeah, no, that's such a good point. And is there a list or something, like a list of things that people, or does that help people keep track when they, you think you had mentioned something about a list earlier?
Yes, yeah. So, you know, working on eating your meals, not trying to skip your meals like throughout your day. Focus on balance, not perfection. You don't have to have detox teas. You don't have to have juice cleanses, right? Your body can naturally do those things. Moving with joy, eating consistently, and just finding ways to support your mental health and not masking it.
Great. Okay, wonderful. Well, this was so helpful. I know I'm going to be taking these tips into the holiday season. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back after the break.
You're watching News 10 ABC, your local news leader.